Parenting can be downright hard sometimes, whether you're just personally going through a really difficult season or you're just having a really crappy day. Today I just wanted to share some things with you that you can lean into when you're just having a hard time and needing some encouragement. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you. My name is Kaylyn, and if it's your first or thousandth, that's a really hard word to say. If it's your first or thousandth time here, I'm so glad to have you here, and it's so good to see you again. And today I'm going to be sharing with you some things that help me when I feel like I'm parenting but my tank is absolutely empty. These are the things that help pull me out of that. The first is just to surrender to God, right? And be like, God, I need help. I cannot do this. So many times, even when we're on rock bottom, we don't even reach out to him and we just complain and stay in that place of feeling totally incapable of what is ahead of us. Whether that's teething, melting down toddlers, or teenage tantrums. Is that a thing? I feel like that was probably a thing when I was a teenager. But we forget to actually seek God and ask him for help. But I feel like so many times when the second cup of coffee didn't seem to do the trick or everything else didn't seem to help us, then we finally reach out to God and are like, God, help us. So make sure, just if you're having a hard time, seek out God because he's truly the only one that can help us. So along with that, something that I like to do is remember that God says he is the vine and we are the branches. And I just remember that I need to be abiding in him and relying on his strength and not my own. So if you think about being a branch, it's probably not that hard to be a branch. I mean, a branch sounds a lot easier than how I live my life. Being a branch sounds a lot easier than being a mom. I mean, you just exist, right? And you just bear fruit. You just exist on the vine. And that sounds crazy, but we're called to abide in Christ in that way and just to abide in him, you guys. You can just be a branch today and not strive so much, not try and be our own tree and bear our own beautiful fruit and grow our perfect children and try so hard in the kitchen and what we cook and try so hard. Why are we always trying so hard? Let's just try to abide in him, and that is going to be enough. I promise you. That's gonna be enough. So I know I want to abide in Christ today. And when I am struggling, when I'm having a hard time, I know it can seem like an abstract concept or thing to do, but just try and rest in him and know that you are loved. Know that you do not have to be producing or doing so much. And this goes into my next tip. I feel like so many times we're having a hard time because we are carrying different pressures on our shoulders that we should not be carrying. Pressures to be a perfect mom or woman or wife or person on social media, whatever. Pressures to attain different standards, whether it's how we're communicating with our kids or how we're engaging with them or the healthy meals that you're trying to prepare. Whatever it is that you're struggling with, just let it go. Just surrender and just try and be. Just try and be present. I know so many times I can get exhausted parenting because totally subconsciously I'm just trying so hard. I don't know if you can connect with that, and I don't even know what that fully means, but I'm just trying to be a good mom. I'm just trying too hard. And so many times I just need to let go and just be, and to put all the objectives that I'm carrying to the side. It doesn't really matter. I mean, your sanity and all the different feels that are coming out of you, that's going to affect your household so much more than whatever is done or is not done. If you are in a place of angst and anxiousness and stress and just exhaustion, that is going to seep over your family, seep in every corner of your house. If your house is filled with the stench of those emotions, no one's gonna want to be there. So let's just let everything go until we can get back into that place of peace and rest. Even if it's sitting on the couch, just take some time to just let it go and until you can then move into those tasks with a better attitude. On the opposite side of that spectrum, if you're just feeling really stuck and you have no energy to do anything and you just feel so low, you just have to pull yourself up and do something. If you're feeling that way, your house is probably a mess. So pull yourself up and just tackle the dishes. Just do something to build that momentum and then just keep going with it. So many times when I'm parenting, when I'm at the lowest of lows, I just have to go to the other extreme of wild and crazy. So I'll just start singing around or I'll dance with my daughter. And I don't always do that because I'm just happy. I do that because I want to be happy. I do that because I want to shift how my day is going and how I'm feeling. Okay, my baby just woke up. I'll be right back. Take some time to just take whatever burdens you're carrying, take whatever pressure you're putting on yourself off, and just try and ground yourself back into this present moment that you're in right now. With whatever chaos is going around you, just try and find your peace in that moment. What helps me too when I'm carrying the obligation of performance in regards to parenting, yes, there are different things that we kind of always have to do. I mean, I have a 4-month-old, and if she's crying, I'm gonna go pick her up like she just did about 2 minutes ago. And yes, there are other things that are constantly calling our name and things that we do have to do. There are are diapers we have to change, and there are appointments that we have to make, and there are mouths that we have to feed, and there are little human beings that we are called to love. But beyond those tasks, I know I carry just this sense of performance. Even though I know the truth, even though I know I don't have to perform for love or for my worth or anything like that, but I still have to work to take that off my shoulders so I don't pick that up and start carrying it. And what also helps me practically in those moments is just to focus on being present, taking off all those burdens, and then just loving my daughter, just seeing her and beholding her as she is and just loving her. And I know that sounds oversimplified, but just try it. When I do that, something shifts in my heart out of that place of performance to that place of love, and it's definitely something that's really powerful. Also, while looking at my children, something that helps me too is to remember how quickly time is passing and how quickly they're growing and how quickly the seasons are changing. The things that exhaust you now with parenting, whatever season you're in, especially if your kids are really little, these seasons, while they feel so long, they really do go by so quickly. And all the different challenges that come with each age, there are also so many super special, precious things that we're never going to get back. And if we're so focused on the challenging things, if we're so focused on the whining, on the night wakings, on the teething, on constantly having to carry or wear or hold your babies, and we're not noticing the little things, like we're not noticing how tiny their little toes are. We're not noticing how special they are in that state. Whether your children are 2 months or 2 or 12 or 20, there are very special things about our children today, exactly how they are. There's so many sweet nuances of these stages that our kids go through, and I know I'm gonna miss so much of these stages because I just adore my little 4-month-old and my 2.5-year-old. They are each so lovable to me in the stages that they're at, and I feel like they always are. But there are just so many precious things. Even with my toddler who's 2.5, I just love everything she does. I just can't get enough hearing her as she's learning to talk and just the different things she does and just seeing her personality shine. It's honestly so much fun. And when we just shift our minds into that place of gratitude and see the beauty in our children and the brevity of this season, it definitely draws us away from that feeling of exhaustion and like our tank is empty and gives us that fuel because we want to savor these sacred seasons with our kids. Okay, my last tip, something that helps me is just do things out of the ordinary. This kind of goes with throwing your to-do list to the side, but do things that feel like a break to you, whatever that is. For me, I don't know why, but personally, I'm always so much more overwhelmed at the thought of putting my daughter at the table to eat. I feel like once she's in that chair, she's constantly asking for something different to eat. I don't know what it is. It's just so much more work to me when she's in that chair at the table. But what feels like a break to me and can relieve me when I'm feeling really exhausted is if I make a plate of food for myself, just have her sit right next to me and feed her from my plate, or just give her some healthy snacks in a cup so she can wander the house and do what she wants and eat her snacks. Both of those options just feel like such a break to me and just kind of the easy way out because I just get really tired sometimes in the kitchen trying to make her food. I don't know. This is just me when my tank is really empty. That is one thing that helps me. Also just trying to see where you can marry your interests with your toddler. Just trying to think of something you can do with your kids that will bring you life too and won't be exhausting to you. Like if your daughter's wanting to play with Barbies or something that you really don't want to do, maybe you've been cooped up inside and you just need to get some exercise. Maybe you can put on a workout video on YouTube, or maybe you can go on a walk and get outside and get some exercise. Fresh air and exercise are always going to be good. We don't do screen time with my daughter anymore, as in she's not watching shows or playing games. She's never played games on an iPad or anything. I don't even know what games toddlers can play. But if I'm really burnt out and I don't know what to do, I guess parents just put their kids in front of the TV. But my form of a cheat is showing her pictures and videos of her from the week or from when she was younger and talking about things like that, or just reading a book with them, just something that's super low key and takes really minimal effort. It's something that you could do because honestly, we all have those times where we're just tired and we don't have the energy to do things. You know, maybe you're up all night with a baby, or maybe you're just emotionally, physically exhausted. It's honestly okay to sit down and just kind of take the easy way out, as far as I'm concerned. But yes, just know that these times go and just try and see the good in what you have before you today and know that you can rest. You can take the pressure that you're carrying off of yourself to be the perfect mom and to do everything right and to engage with your kids the right way, to feed them the right meals. We can let those pressures go and just do our best to abide in Christ and His grace and just enjoy Him, enjoy the love of God, enjoy sharing that love with the people around us, and just enjoy. Just focus on enjoying today. Focus on enjoying God. Focus on enjoying your home. Focus on enjoying food. Focus on enjoying your husband and your kids. That pure, beautiful place of enjoyment is just a wonderful place to live. So I just pray that you and I can both find that place today and just continue to be a branch and abide in Christ and let him bear fruit through us today. Anyways, thank you so much for watching to the end. If you watch to the end, give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I'd be honored to have you subscribe and stick around. I love you so much and I hope you have a beautiful day because you're absolutely worth it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.